The Mentor City Council regular meeting, September 19th, 2023. Invocation will be given by Councilperson Marn.
Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for this day. Help us to use good judgment for the business at hand and guide us in wisdom with a continuing sense of truth and fairness for the community we represent.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Here.
Mr. Blake?
Here.
Mr. Donovan?
Here.
Mrs. Dowling?
Here.
Mr. Freeman?
Here.
Mr. Kirschner?
Here.
Mr. Krieger?
Here. Council, you're in receipt of the September 5th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Move to approve.
Second?
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Public hearings, we have none. Tabled legislation, we have none. New legislation, ordinance number 23-0-074.
An ordinance to authorize transfers of funds, advances of funds, or revisions to appropriations and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Flickiak?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mrs. Lingenfelter, please.
Thank you, Mr. Flickiak, members of council. This ordinance has a couple of transfers out of the general fund, one to a grant fund for the city share for that, to close that grant out. And we also have the final transfer of the year to the self-insurance fund. There are advances out for grant funds, including the fiscal year 2023 CDBG projects. And the appropriation revisions include the CDBG projects as well as some other projects, including additional funds for the tree removal and maintenance due to the tornado damage.
Thank you. Council? Move to suspend.
Second?
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Move to approve.
Second?
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Ordinance number 23-0-074 is approved. Ordinance number 23-0-075.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Stryker Corporation for the purchase of an ambulance cot system and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Flickiak?
Thank you, Mr. President. Chief Searles, please.
Thank you, Mr. Flippek, Mr. President, members of council. A few years ago, we began outfitting our squads with a power lift cot. That's the battery-operated cot. It's made a huge difference. It's more stable for patients or paramedics, and we're thankful for that. All our frontline squads now have these power assist cots, and they come with the patient up to 750 pounds. And I'm pleased to report that with the assistance of our grant writer, we were awarded $40,000 from OPWC, the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Comp Safety Intervention Grant, to offset the cost of the new cot. We have another squad on order, as you know, it's due in December, and we'd like to outfit this new squad with the loading system, a cot, and some extra batteries at a cost of $59,845.84. And it's my recommendation that the city manager be able to enter an agreement with Stryker Medical Equipment. They're the manufacturer of all our cots. They're universal for all our squads. And it should be delivered and sent. We'll send it to the manufacturer and they'll install the whole system in our new cot, our new squad. So thank you very much.
Thank you, council. Move to suspend.
Second?
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Move to approve.
Second?
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Ordinance number 23-0-075 is approved. Ordinance number 23-0-076.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an amended software license and subscription agreement with Tyler Technologies, Inc. and declaring an emergency.
Flickiak?
Thank you, Mr. President. And council, this is the software system that we have utilized for probably close to the last 10 years for both our police and fire. It provides us with all our data management needs as well as our computer-aided dispatch needs as well. We have looked at different programs over the years and different technologies, but Tyler suits us best. This contract is a 7-year contract. The cost is $127,951 annually. with an initial setup fee of $183,279. And we have both Chief Gunch and Chief Searles here that can answer any question you might have in terms of its application or its applicability.
Council, any questions? Move to suspend.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dallin?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Move to approve.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dallin?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner? Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Ordinance number 23-0-076 is approved. We have a resolution. Number 23-R-115.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to file an application to enter into an agreement with the Ohio Public Works Commission for the purpose of acquiring funds to the State Capital Improvement Program for the Bellflower Meadowbrook Ditch Restoration Project and declaring an emergency.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council, and this resolution and the next two authorize formal application to 3 projects through the OPWC integrating committee that we have essentially already been preliminary approved for. So congratulations to Mr. Swigger and his staff, because it seems like every year we're taking more advantage of OPWC funding than any other community in Lake County. Collectively, these are close to $600,000 in grant money that the city will see for 3 very needed projects. Mr. Swigger?
Thank you, Mr. Filipiak. District 7 Ohio Public Works Committee tentatively approved the pre-application for the Bellflower Meadowbrook Ditch Restoration Project in this year's Round 38 funding cycle. City's been asked to provide a final funding application for the project. Project is expected to cost approximately $459,000, be partially funded with approximately $180,000 grant and $50,000 loan from the Ohio Public Works Commission. Project will consist of removing debris, fallen trees, sediment, to restore approximately 4,300 linear feet of ditch between Bellflower Road and Raymond Drive. This project will help to reduce the times in which Bellflower Road will be flooding. If you've noticed that in recent history, we did have a couple of rain events that did cause the road to be closed and resulted in some flooding at that reverse curve, Bellflower curve. As part of the application process, it is necessary for the city manager to be authorized by council to submit the final application. And the legislation is required to be submitted back to the chair of the committee by October 13th. And construction is expected to begin in fall of 2024. Thank you.
Thanks for your work on that. That's going to help. Council? Move to suspend.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dallin?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Can I call the roll?
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dallin?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Resolution number 23-R-115 is adopted. We have another resolution, number 23-R-116.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to file an application and enter into an agreement with the Ohio Public Works Commission for the purpose of acquiring funds for the State Capital Improvement Program for the Hopkins Road resurfacing project and declaring an emergency.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Swigger?
Thank you, Mr. Filipiak. Similarly, the District 7 Ohio Public Works Commission tentatively approved the pre-application for the Hopkins Road resurfacing project. City's been asked to provide a final funding application. Project is expected to cost approximately $468,000 and will be partially funded with a $184,000 grant and $50,000 loan provided by the Ohio Public Works Commission. Project will consist of full-depth asphalt repairs, inlet basin adjustments, and asphalt milling, overlay, and restriping of Hopkins Road within the project limits, which extend from Plains Road to Lakeshore Boulevard. As part of the application process, it is also necessary for the city manager to be authorized by city council to submit the final application. The project is expected to begin in fall of 2024. Thank you.
Council? Move to suspend.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dallin?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Move to approve.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Prisner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Resolution number 23-R-116 is adopted. Resolution number 23-R-117.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to file an application and enter into an agreement with the Ohio Public Works Commission for the purpose of acquiring funds to the state capital improvement program for the Corduroy Road resurfacing project and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Swigert, please.
Thank you, Mr. Filipiak. District 7 Public Works Committee tentatively approved the pre-application for the Corduroy Road resurfacing project in this year's round 38 funding cycle. City's been asked to provide a final funding application. Project is expected to cost approximately $491,000, and it will be funded with a grant of $195,500 and a $50,000 loan by the Ohio Public Works Commission. Project will consist of full-depth asphalt repairs as well as asphalt milling, resurfacing, and restriping of Corduroy Road from Garden Lane to the south end of the causeway. Project is expected to begin in the fall of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Move to suspend.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Prisner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Move to approve.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Mr. Krieger, this is Ward 4 again.
It is.
Of course, yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Prisner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Resolution number 23-R-117 is adopted. Second readings, we have none. Third readings, we have none. Manager's report. Okay.
Thank you, Council. Council, we obviously had quite a bit of road work happening, and part of that reason is for the 3 projects you just approved. Obviously, OPWC projects can't begin until after July, so once they're bid out, generally we tend to be seeing this time frame for a lot of things happening all at once, which we know frustrates our residents, but it's a necessity if we're going to utilize the outside funding sources that we've been successful with. Having said that, Garfield Road paving is finally complete. Final striping will occur this week. Jackson Street paving and striping is also complete. The Heisley Road pavement milling will begin the evening of Sunday, September 24th, and will continue for 4 nights. There will be nightly lane closures, but two-way traffic and access to all businesses will be maintained throughout that project. Full-depth pavement repairs will follow and will take place during the day. During that phase as well, there will be various daily lane closures, but again, two-way traffic will be maintained to all businesses. Two-way traffic and all businesses will have access. Finally, the Center Street Bridge will be closed this Friday night, September 22nd, starting around 7 p.m., and will remain closed until about 10 a.m. Saturday morning, September 23rd. That is to allow the pouring for the east half of the concrete deck, and the bridge is currently on schedule to reopen with all lanes sometime in late October. And originally, Halloween was our target date, so they're still on track for that. And generally speaking, I've heard a lot of feedback from people who have said that it really hasn't caused any significant problems, and that the construction work has gone along pretty well. So we're happy about that. Finally, Council, we have 3 new businesses to announce to you tonight. Vivo Infusion at 9381 Menor Avenue, Tri-D Plumbing at 6345 Carnegie Street, and Rally House at 7850 Menor Avenue. And we thank them for their investment in our city and wish them great success going forward. That's all.
That's it. Thank you, sir. Clerk's correspondence.
Council is in receipt of a liquor license transfer from Colonel Justice M. Chambers, Detachment 555, Marine Corps League, DBA Colonel Justice M. Chambers Foundation, Inc., to Gunny's Hall Foundation at 8720 Twinbrook Drive. And that is all.
Thank you. Commission committee reports. Council, you're in receipt of the Board of Building and Zoning Appeals, July 11, 2023. Community Arts Commission, August 3rd, 2023. Tree Commission, August 9, 2023, and the Municipal Planning Commission, August 17, 2023. Old business. New business. Persons before council, we have 2 people here. We have Kenneth Peterson, please come up and give your full name and address to the clerk. You have 4 minutes.
My name is Ken Peterson. My family and I reside at 7807 Rutland Drive, which is in the Weatherby Woods subdivision where we have lived for 33 years. I'm here tonight to discuss with this group a problem that I think we're having with weeds growing out of control at the south end of the retention basin. Back in 2021, we noticed that some willow had started to grow right at the water's edge there. And for those here with this, if willow has its roots in water, it lights out. That's what it lives, cottonwood or similar trees. 2022, it grew a lot, and to the point where we asked the city to come out and trim back the willow that was growing there. They did that. They did that twice, once in the spring and once in the fall. And this year, unfortunately, we haven't received any help with that, to the end that we sent an email to our councilman, Mr. Freeman, back in June. He responded at that time that he was going to a request to the administration. We didn't hear back. We sent another email to Mr. Freeman again in July. Same response, he was going to send it to the administration. We didn't hear anything back. Meanwhile, this willow is continuing to grow. And although I realize I'm taking up too much time probably this, I've brought pictures with me for anybody that wants to look and see how this has grown now. It is encircling, it's starting to encircle the basin. It's going to follow that path right along the shore. And not only is it unsightly, it's probably 7-8 foot tall now, and it's unsightly to the point where the residents, myself and my family and the residents on either side of us, we no longer have an unobstructed view of the basin, which is pretty nice. It's pretty much gone now because this stuff is growing out of control. In addition to that, it's starting to encircle the inlet pipe of the basin. Now, if nothing else, I hope that somebody in the administration will be a little concerned about this from a functionality point of view in terms of a large storm. So again, I have pictures here and I can give them to anybody that wants to look at them. And they're taken through time from 2021, 2022, and 2023. So you can see the progression of this stuff. Now, the last time we had somebody from the city come out in July to cut the grass around the basin. They've done that a couple times, and that's fine. That's a nice service. The time they were here, I asked the two guys if they were going to touch the willow back there. They told me that they had no direction to do so. They also told me that they didn't have any equipment with them to do so anyway. So they were going to go back and ask somebody somewhere to do that. And again,
Thank
we
you, sir.
didn't.
Your time's up, but thank you very much.
Okay.
4 minutes is up. Thank you. We'll look into that. Appreciate it.
Does anybody want this? I'd be happy to.
I get it, but I got a bad leg.
Grab that for him.
My knees are bad too.
Thank you, sir.
Mr.
Knee
President,
replacement, so.
And I'm just looking for some help.
Mr. Kirsch.
just a quick follow-up. Who owns the basin?
I think that's a city basin.
It is a
the
busy,
Rutland.
okay. Okay, so there shouldn't be any problem then. If
Well,
there's,
well, again, I mean, we'll take a look at it, but as council knows, I mean, the detention basins that the city operates, just like the private ones, they're not manicured at the same level that our parks are provided. But we'll take a look at it and see if there's
we have an
any-
easement there that you get in, that you know?
We do.
We do? Okay, good.
Yes, you do, right next.
Thank you, sir. Council, we have another person before council, Sharon Moten. Sharon, please give your name and address to the clerk, and you have 4 minutes. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sharon Moten. I live at 4988 Wake Robin Road, Enter. I was here a couple weeks ago speaking about the endorsements, and I'd like to continue that. I am requesting that you pass a resolution banning members of council from endorsing any candidate for any positions from your official capacity. As a private citizen, you can support whomever you want. I also would like you to remove the endorsements that you currently have given. And to continue with what I was talking about the last time, several of you are endorsing Lindsay Wall in the upcoming election.
Please don't name people. Just,
It's hard not to name somebody. She's being endorsed publicly.
Can't.
So I'd state that that disgusting passage that I read last week, she is also in support of that and does not wish to remove inappropriate books from Mentor as well as other issues with her. I find as city council, you're elected officials to represent Mentor, and that's what we want you to do. You do a good job at it. We would like you to stay in your lane and stop interfering and putting your input into other elections. That is really not your place. Do what you're elected to do and take care of Mentor and represent the citizens. That's what we want. We don't want you interfering in other things, especially in something that causes so much division. And I don't think we want that in Mentor either. You're supposed to represent everybody. By endorsing certain people, you're creating a lot of division with people. And these are some real sensitive topics going on, and you'd be better off staying out of it. So that's why I think the easiest thing for all of you is if you pass a resolution just saying that you can't do it, then you're off the hook with anybody wanting your endorsement. Then you say, you know, sorry, we can't. We don't do that in Mentor. And that would be the right thing to do. And I also want to mention after the last meeting, I got a lot of feedback by other Mentor residents who definitely feel the same way. They brought a lot of information to me, which was very interesting. And it all had to do with endorsing people, and they really want you to just represent our city, do the jobs that you do so well, and take care of the city, and stay out of everything else. We'd appreciate it very much if you would do that. Thank you.
Sharon. Council,
We adjourn?
no. Mr. Kirschner.
I would move that we go into executive session to adjourn for pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22G3, to conference with legal counsel concerning pending confidential employment litigation.
Second.
Julie, please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Blake?
Yes.
Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirchner? Mr. Krieger?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Mr. President, I would move to authorize council members Mark Freeman and John Krieger to represent the city council at the mediation in the pending EEOC claim against the city of Mentor.
Julie, please call,
Second.
please call the roll.
Mr. Marne?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Mr. Donovan?
Yes.
Mrs. Dowling?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Kirchner?
Yes.
Mr. Krieger?
Yes. Mr. President, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you.